ears.
Okay, you don't have to cover my ear when you're whispering, only when you're yelling.
You know, I'm reading in the comments that people say, "Oh no, don't yell, don't yell. I had my earbuds in."
It's rough. I'm chewing gum, by the way, because my throat is really dry today, so you'll have to pardon my gum chewing, friends. Sorry.
So rude. Madras Cafe is what we...
I'm glad you got the title right.
What we watched with John Abraham. This is your first John Abraham film.
True. At the end, he was looking quite Rambo-like.
He looked like Rambo.
Could have been John Rambo.
Yes, he looked like Sylvester Stallone from Rambo with the beard.
Crazy hair, the jacket.
The movie is based on a true story.
That is correct.
The LTE, which is the very first terrorist group really to...
In the film, they were LTF. In real life, it was LTTE.
They were LTF, really? Interesting.
In the film, they kept saying LTF. Now, maybe that was a subtitle issue, but they kept saying
could
LTF.
Be, 'cause sometimes we catch that with the subtitles.
Right.
They were the very first ones to make suicide belts. Congratulations.
Right. That's not a good thing to be remembered for.
Sri Lankan terrorists.
They were not Sri Lankan.
Tamil
right.
terrorists.
Right.
So they were actually Indian terrorists.
Right. That's very sad.
It seems counterintuitive.
Well, even America had its own homegrown terrorist, Timothy McVeigh, so
a lot of the Indians
happens.
have said on YouTube that this is their Vietnam, this ordeal with them.
Right, right.
So what we find is in the true story is there's an execution of
an assassination.
The ex-prime minister of India.
Right.
And they are credited with 2 assassinations of world leaders.
That's awful.
Which is, again, I suppose if you're a terrorist group, that's probably high up there on your resume.
Yeah, but it's terrible.
I thought the story was very good. I thought the story was very compelling.
And let's also point out, when we say story, we're not inferring that this is fake or a fairy tale.
No.
We're using story in the sense of the retelling of an event. Right.
It was very compelling.
Yes, I agree.
Your first initial thoughts of John Abraham?
I thought he was a fine actor.
He's the best looking Indian actor I've ever seen. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I don't.
Maybe
agree.
I have a man crush on him.
I don't agree. I think Shahid Kapoor is a more attractive man.
What? Mm-hmm. I think you got beer goggles on.
I don't drink beer.
You got something
I don't drink.
on.
Period.
John Abraham is clearly a better looking man than Shahid Kapoor.
I'm glad you think so. Okay.
And I'm willing to stand here and mark he is better looking.
Okay.
However,
you can think that. Okay.
Rocky Handsome. You go watch Rocky Handsome.
I've not seen that.
He has a certain gravity to him, a certain, as the French say, je ne sais quoi.
Okay, but that's not the movie we're reviewing.
Oh, that's true.
Right. Get back on track.
Handsome man. Acting is a little suspect at times.
I thought his acting was okay. There was one scene, though, that I was like, okay, that could have been a lot more emotional, could have been acted in a better way. When he finds his wife dying.
Yes.
Like, he's just like, Ruby. Like, where's the emotion? Dude, your wife is dying. It should be Ruby!
Maybe he didn't like his wife. I don't know.
I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
Yes. I thought the best piece of acting for him came towards the end of the film, where he's trying to get to the ex-prime minister and intervene physically. Mm-hmm. That was compelling.
Right.
I think he would be great if India did a version of Terminator. Let's make him the Indian Terminator.
Okay. I don't think he was the problem with this film.
This film started off high expectations. I want to learn what happened.
Right.
And then it started to quickly drop.
Because some of the acting was not very good in the first half of the film. And we determined what the problem was right away.
It was the journalist.
She was a horrible actress.
Only speaking English?
First off,
come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think she uttered anything other than English the entire film.
Which was easy to listen to, but...
Right, which was also funny. They subtitled her,
in English. That was, that was comical.
She was so flat and so boring.
Uninspiring.
Yeah, I mean, there was like no emotion. She's like, I can't tell you who my sources are. You're in danger.
Yes.
Vikram, be careful. I mean, like, seriously? Terrible. Just terrible. Was not impressed with her acting ability at all.
continually took me out of the movie. I would start to get sucked in, and then we would have a scene with her in it, and I'd be like,
so
should
the
I
first
go wash
half,
my truck right now?
the first half of the film, we were like, oh my gosh, this was supposed to be really good.
Yes.
And then she's taken out of the movie.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, it gets way better.
You're sucked right back in.
And then they bring her back. And I was like, oh no. Oh, wow. She's not very good. They should have put somebody else in that role.
The other thing that drew me...
Lydia Balan would have been good in that role.
Wouldn't she be good?
She would have been good.
Wouldn't she be good?
She wouldn't have been good in Padmavat.
Ever.
She wouldn't have been good. No.
She would have been great as the Muslim invader. I want to see an all-women's rendition.
Wow.
And she would be the Muslim invader.
Okay.
The other thing that threw me off in the movie is the cut sequences when we're going 3 months to a year to 10 days to a little choppy. The editing felt choppy to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The editing felt like when I edit my videos poorly, and everybody says, "Dude, your editing sucks," and you look at it and you're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, it kind of does." That's kind of what I felt like in this.
Now, there were several bad guys in this film, obviously, because we're talking about terrorists.
Oh, here it comes.
But who was like I don't want to say the best bad guy because he's terrible.
I know who he is.
But I'm talking about like just in terms of acting ability, who did the best job portraying a total dirtbag?
Mr. George.
Mr. George.
I saw Mr. George from Airlift, and I was just like, of course he's the lead. This dude screwed it up for everybody in Airlift.
We knew immediately Bala was going to be the problem.
Bala, dude. Did Bala get killed?
Wow.
What happened to Bala? Did he
killed himself, remember?
Oh, that's right. He shot himself in the neck. I think he survived it.
I don't think so. No. First off, he's a total dirtbag. He's cheating on his wife with a prostitute, okay? This is how he gets in trouble. Because now they have dirt on him, and so they're able to blackmail him. And so then he's giving away state information, basically. He's giving away state information. And so, he's the leak, and so his wife, I'm assuming, would find out, eventually what happened.
It was Mr. George.
Yeah,
but
initially she doesn't know that her husband is a complete and total dirtbag.
If you remember how he was in Airlift.
Who cheated on her with a prostitute and then betrayed his country.
Yes.
But then she has to walk in on him after just killing himself.
Nice.
So I wasn't surprised at all after knowing what he was like in Airlift. Yeah, so he portrays a really good dirtbag.
He did, and I thought he was his performance was really good.
Wasn't he in Teen also? Didn't he play Kumar in Teen?
Oh,
I think he did.
He was, yes, I think he was, because he was.
I think so.
He wasn't he the grandfather of the missing kid? That Big B, or was Big B working with him in Teen?
I think Big B was working with him for a specific purpose, not all the time.
Right.
But
okay.
Our friends will remind us.
Yes, he was a joy. I was happy to see because he's such a
he's a dirtbag.
Yeah,
I mean, very good actor. He's a superb actor. So the journalist could have taken some acting lessons.
Yeah, we got to get a different.
Yeah, she was
journalist.
Awful. Mm-hmm.
And then because there were a couple times that I was just like, I saw this on IMDb's top 100. How is this thing in here? And my Indian friends have said, it's not top. It's a good movie, but it's not top 100.
Well, they're split because some of our Indian friends are like, you've got to watch this, and others are like, it's not top 100. And they will probably battle it out in the comments section,
which is always fun to watch. As the film progresses, it gets better.
It did. And obviously, it's one of those movies where, like when we watched United 93, you know what's going to happen. You know how this ends, and it's gut-wrenching making it through because you know how I am. I love movies with happy endings. When you watch a film like this, you know there's not a happy ending.
Right.
And so it's really difficult. And also, like United 93, this involves people who are terrorists, and nobody wants to see them succeed. So it was hard to watch in that regard because you knew what was going to happen. So I don't think John Abraham was the problem with the film. I think there were a couple of people that just were not very good at acting. Like you said, it was a little choppy with kind of the production quality. But obviously the story is completely compelling.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And just absolutely. Super sad.
I mean, could you imagine if If that happened here in America and Jimmy Carter was assassinated or George Bush was assassinated, it would just be a mind-blowing event. It would be like, what is going on?
And it doesn't matter if it's somebody with whom you agreed politically. The fact is that
it's still your leader.
Right. It was a former leader of your country.
If Al Qaeda assassinated Bush, it would just be like you would plunge into war, deeper war.
We have been very fortunate in America where there has not been an assassination since JFK in 1963. So that predates us. Our parents were children when that happened. And
Kenny Sebastian said if he wore that Indian soap around his neck, he'd still be alive. It would have blocked the bullet.
Well, except it wasn't. He was shot in the head.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah, but in any case, our parents were children when that happened, and so they remember very vividly how they felt as kids when that happened.
I remember when Reagan was shot. I was a little kid, they pulled us in class.
That was an assassination attempt, and so thankfully he lived. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we've been very fortunate not to have that happen, and so we literally can only imagine just the horror of having a leader of your country or a former leader assassinated. I can't even imagine just how awful that was for the people who were going through that at the time.
Well, especially at a religious event. You know, that they had this assassination happen.
During a religious ceremony. Yes. So, but he was doing campaign events, and it was Diwali. It was tied in with Diwali.
With their festivals.
Right, exactly.
You know, go down to Mardi Gras and somebody gets assassinated. Mass chaos, I'm sure, ensues.
Well, Mardi Gras wouldn't be the equivalent of Diwali. I mean,
closest thing we have.
Well,
there's a little more debauchery and a lot more debauchery.
Yeah, I would say if we're going to talk about religious holidays, we would be talking about an Easter celebration or a Christmas celebration.
I'll make that up.
Right, or even Thanksgiving.
The last portion of the movie, I would say, the last half hour, completely compelling.
Yes,
sucked me back in. Even though we saw the journalist, I didn't care. I waited right. I was like, as John Abraham's pursuit of the truth and getting real evidence, he was going through everything.
Yeah.
That was me getting to the end of this film past her bad acting. I was like, no.
It was really bad. Yeah.
No.
It was really bad. So, was there something else you wanted to say about the film?
What did you think of Abraham?
I thought he was fine. I think I would like to see him in some other roles to see, does he have a range, or is he just this kind of character all the time?
I've seen this now, Rocky Handsome, Force 1, Force 2, and I'm going to say there's no range.
Okay.
That this is
now,
the character. Not that this is bad.
Right. And that's
Chuck
okay.
Norris has made a living at doing this.
Right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that someone's a good actor just because they can play that particular role. So, I'll be curious to see him in other things. He's no Bigby.
If I were an Indian producer, I would do an Indian version of Expendables.
And put him in it.
I would put him in it.
Right.
I would put Sultan Ali Khan in it.
Would you put Nawazuddin Siddiqui?
He would have to be the bad guy that they're going up against.
He's almost always a bad guy.
Yes, I would put... Big B would be in it,
Big B's awesome. He's awesome.
I would be putting everybody in it. I would be putting... what's his name? Singh, the crazy dude from
Ranveer Singh.
Yes, I would be putting him on it. Vidya would be in it because she's the greatest actress ever. Wouldn't you agree to that?
No.
She's the greatest
ever. She's a good actress. I do think she's a good actress,
the
but
mother
she's not the
of all
greatest.
stories. Blew my mind.
I like Kajol and I like Deepika.
I don't like Kajol.
I don't know why.
I don't know. You like Kajol, really?
I do.
What did you see her in?
Okay, the first thing I saw her in was My Name is Khan.
Yeah, okay. She was in
which we're not getting into that review. And then she was in, was it called Dilwale?
Yes,
also with
SRK?
SRK?
Yes,
right?
Yes, the remake of the one that they were in.
Right.
It was kind of...
Yeah, I think she's a good actress.
Okay. I'll stop there. Cafe Madras.
Madras Cafe.
What? I keep doing it backwards.
Yeah, it's Madras Cafe. Madras is also Chennai, by the way.
Chennai Express. I'm there, bro. Know
I
all
haven't
about
seen
that. Bow, bow, bow. Of course you
Haven't
haven't,
seen that.
because I am king of all Indian films. Yeah, Professor, yeah.
I know it's super humid there, and I would not like super humid.
Why zag dreaming on such a winter's day?
That has nothing to do with what we're
I'm just
talking
saying,
about.
dude. Here it comes.
Anyhow, what's your final grade?
I would say Expectations was going to be an A.
But we're talking about
First
the final
part of the
grade.
movie. First part of the movie, we're treading F.
Yeah.
Like as we dip through and we get more of Bala. Bala is pulling that F up, dude. He's like, woo! Don't worry, Professor. With my acting performance, I'm raising this F up too.
And his henchmen.
Yes, dude. We're at least to a D, right, Professor? And then you get to the end and you see the end unfold. Right. I'm going to say, if I'm really crabby and I'm watching this film, it's a C. If I'm feeling pretty optimistic because Trump's recovery is working,
it is.
Yeah, I'm at a B. I'm going to say a B. This is a good film. There's some action in it with Abraham. There's a lesson of history. I mean, you're going to learn something about Indian history in it, which is helpful. But I'm going to say a B. I don't think I'm going to buy the DVD and put it in my collection.
Yeah, I agree with that. B minus.
But
I give it a B minus.
You give it a B minus. I give it a B. You give it a B minus.
Yep.
And I think it is. It could use a reboot.
Well, my grading is almost always more difficult or more harsh than yours. I've been told by our son when I homeschooled him that I was a hard grader. But that served him well because he graduated from ASU magna cum laude. So
and
served him well.
His article was on the front page of
another article on the front page.
Of the Arizona Republic.
So hard grading served him well.
Boy. Good job.
So I'm going to say I'm giving this a B minus, and maybe this hard grade will serve John Abraham well. Maybe. Maybe. Thank you for watching our videos. Will you please subscribe to our channel, and will you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you.